if your favorite female artist is insanely popular, she might be one of Korea's it girls. Now you might be asking, what is an it girl? So an it girl is a celebrity, usually a K-pop star, that is seen everywhere in Korea. When I say everywhere, I truly mean it. So the big metric with it girls aren't the music video views or the number of followers or subscribers they have on social media. Rather, it's if the Korean public knows them. Or, as I love to say on this channel all the time, the street interview test, where you can go on a random street in Korea and ask people, do you know this celebrity? If 80% of them or so say, yeah, of course, who doesn't? Then I can safely say they're an it girl. They have that much impact. And you'll see these girls everywhere, from CF ads, commercials, on TV, in movies, and food and beverage ads. Because of their great influence, it girls are usually dubbed Korea's little sister, or Korea's little darling, or nation's sweetheart. Now in each generation, there's only been a handful of it girls. After all, to be anointed one, you have to hit a certain level of impact to even be considered an it girl. So it makes sense.
So what makes an it girl? While there's no official checklist of what makes an it girl, let's make our own list on what many people would think makes one. So number 1, they're a CF model on soju ads. In fact, this is probably the biggest indicator since drinking is huge in Korea, and being a CF model on soju is a huge honor.
참이슬이 어떻게 더 깨끗해졌는지 알아? 깨끗한 이슬들을 더 깨끗.
In fact, if you stop the list right here, it would be a good indicator alone on deciding an it girl. But since we're making a more detailed list, let's move on. 2, they're the first girl mentioned in their group by the public, and thus the most popular. 3, as mentioned earlier, they're known by nearly everyone, from the hardcore K-pop fans to the more casual and even non-K-pop fans. 4, they're on a slew of CFs and advertisements. They also have a ton of sponsorships and brand deals. 5, going off the previous point, number 4, you'll see their CFs and ads all over the subway systems, in Korean universities, and a lot of other hotspots. 6, the ideal girl for many guys, where comments such as she's hot, or she's definitely my type, or that's my ideal type are often said. 7, sets trends, whether in fashion, a new diet, or if the idol has a go-to food or drink. So with this point, you may see a lot of fans that will buy clothes, hats, shoes, and sunglasses when an it girl wears them, since these fans also want to be cool like their favorite idol. An example of this is Jennie from Blackpink, where she wore sunglasses from the Korean brand Gentle Monster. Droves of fans went to Gentle Monster to buy those same sunglasses, spiking the store's profits. 8, an it girl successfully made the transition from K-pop idol to actress by starring in a K-drama or movie. And 2 bonus points are if an it girl is shown in tourism ads and heavily promoted by the Korean government.
Ready, go! 여행은 신나게.
This bonus point isn't necessary to be an it girl, but it shows the starlet's huge impact if the Korean government is asking the idol to promote the country. And a second bonus point is if an it girl has been named at least once on the Forbes Korea Power Celebrity 40, which is an accurate indicator of who's influential in Korea each year. The magazine names singers, actors, athletes, and comedians as the most impactful people in pop culture in Korea. But the one big problem of relying on this list is that oftentimes the magazine prefers putting a group over an individual from that said group. Yet sometimes it does single out all-stars such as Suzy, IU, and Hetty, which is a huge deal if it does so, since the publication is going against their own norms of preferring groups. But going back to the main criteria, these 8 points differentiate the it girls from popular K-pop stars, since popular idols could check off some of these points, but aren't universally known or impactful to the general Korean public, where you'd have to be a K-pop fan to know these popular K-pop stars. But with it girls, nearly everyone knows them, where these girls have nearly all these points checked off, if not all of them.
Now the term it girl isn't an official title in the K-pop industry. Rather, it's created by the Korean public to show how impactful this girl is. And it's done organically, where maybe a few people will talk about it, then more and more people will talk about it, and and it becomes an avalanche of people's strong opinions that this girl is so impactful, so influential, that they gotta be called the next it girl.
So what are some examples of it girls per generation? So we're gonna slot these it girls based on their debut year and when they first started becoming impactful. So for first gen, I would pick Boa, Ihyori from Finkel, and Eugene from SES. Second gen, IU, Yuna from Girls' Generation, Suzy from Miss A, and Hyuna from 4 Minute. Third generation, Jennie from Blackpink, Solhyun from AOA, Irene from Red Velvet, and Hedy from Girls' Day. And fourth generation, Wonyoung from IVE, Karina from aespa, and Yoojin from IVE. As for fifth generation, it's a little too early for that. Now you might have noticed that 2 members from IVE are on my list, Wonyoung and Yoojin, which would make IVE having 2 it girls at the same time, which is akin to a sports team having 2 of the top 5 players on the same team. Or in K-pop lingo, IVE having 2 co-centers. Everyone already knows Wonyoung, but with Yoojin making huge waves lately, such as winning a Baeksang Popularity Award for Female Entertainer, one of the most prestigious entertainment awards, and being on 2 very popular variety shows, Earth Arcade and Crime Scene Returns. She's also getting the most individual CF endorsements at the time of this video. And when I was in Korea last time, pretty much everyone knew who Yoojin was. So if you take all of this into account, Yoojin has to be on this list. As you can see, there's a few it girls per generation, where these girls define their era, being so known to the Korean public. And admittedly, I'm a bit strict with my it girl list, because I personally think that a lot of people that say that particular girl is an it girl is only a popular K-pop girl, which as we talked about earlier, is a big differentiation. All the it girls mentioned on my list were pretty much embedded in Korean everyday life. I remember living in Seoul when Suzy, IU, and Solhyun were the it girls, where I would walk down a subway and I'd see nothing but Solhyun ads everywhere, or I would see Suzy CFs everywhere in the city and on TV.
같이 스프라이트 샤워하실래요?
Or when I would see IU soju ads on every corner, especially college towns.
이슬같이 깨끗해서 술이 술술. 참이슬 콜.
Even if you're not a K-pop fan, you know their immediate impact and recognize these it girls right away.
And this impact is a big reason why the it girl status matters so much to these girls' careers. For an unofficial title, that tag is quite prestigious. The Korean public tends to remember which it girl has been influential during each generation, long after that it girl's career has been past its prime. And I've heard many people say, you remember that girl back in second generation or early third generation when she was an it girl and she was everywhere? People say this all the time in Korea.
The CFs they receive are also big, as many it girls build their wealth when they start getting a ton of CFs, setting themselves up for generational wealth. But even past an it girl's prime, the CFs keep rolling in, as soju brands and food companies built such a strong relationship with these girls during their prime that they keep endorsing them well past their peak. Since a lot of soju and food brands tend to be loyal towards former it girls they've worked with in the past, their huge popularity also transitions them nicely into kickstarting their K-drama and modeling careers as well. And then add on to the fact that these girls have the loyalty of their older fans who became fans during their it girl days and continue to support these girls today. While It Girl is a major winner from the slew of benefits from the It Girl title, another major winner are brands and stores, as these companies will instantly profit from anything an It Girl purchases. As mentioned earlier, if an It Girl wears a fashion item, such as Jennie wearing Gentle Monster sunglasses, this brand will get a ton of new customers because, of course, they want to also look like Jennie and be cool like her. This also spreads to alcoholic beverages, food brands, video games, tourist attractions, and other brands, where a good number of the Korean public will follow suit and purchase whatever an It Girl endorses.
Now, the list of It Girls are debatable depending on fandoms and even music industry people. My personal list of It Girls comes from living in Korea for 12 years and just seeing the evolution of which girls become huge. As I can tell usually right away, when a girl hits that it girl status, where even non-K-pop fans, they have no interest in the genre, know who they are. With a couple of them even becoming K-pop fans just for that one it girl. So with that being said, I admit, I'll be missing a couple it girls here and there on the list. There could be more arguments for it girls that should be on a unofficial list, and I'd like to know which it girls would make your list.
So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, you may want to grab our free in-depth ebook by signing up to our email list. And if you want more deep discussion about K-pop with fellow intellectuals, consider joining our Discord channel. Both links are in the description below.